Hello, everybody. It is Friday, February 6th, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. That's Ashton Campinelli. Let's get into it. We're going to get to Super Bowl talk, but first, we're going to start with the Warriors game. Crazy game, massive game in terms of, momentum and just team building. This was a great win for the Warriors. It did not look like it was going to be a win, though. We were down by 14 about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, and yet the Warriors came all the way back and won in a very, very close game, 101 to 97 against the Phoenix Suns in Phoenix. This is a huge game because the Warriors hadn't won in a while. The last win was against the Jazz about over a week ago, and so we really needed this for momentum, first of all, but more importantly, now that the trade deadline is over and everyone's jobs are somewhat secure. I mean, everyone aside from Steph, nobody knew their job was safe. They could have been traded at any point, especially if it were to be for Giannis. So now that everyone is their jobs are secure, now they can start coming back together as a team, start building that chemistry, that connection. And we really saw that in this game where a lot of, not necessarily star guys, not, the starters necessarily contributed late into the game. Pat Spencer, 20 points. Guy Santos, 18 points in 36 minutes. GP2, 15 points. Al Horford, 13. D'Anthony Melton, 17. Um, Draymond, 5 points, 5 rebounds. Moses Moody had 8 rebounds and had a clutch defensive play at the end. And you're really seeing some of these lesser known guys really start to rise up. It is also important to note no Steph Curry in this game, and we still won it. And that is huge for us. The Suns didn't have Booker, didn't have Jalen Green, so there were a lot of stars missing in this game, but just in terms of getting coming together and getting a win that's just so important for the team morale. Team morale is definitely improved from this win. So important. So important. Ashton, what do you have to say about this game, if anything?
Uh, Big win. My main takeaway is that Brandon Pajemski didn't play the whole fourth quarter, and we came back from down 15. So that should be the sign. This dude should not be on our team. And I'm just every time I watch him, it's pure hatred. It's a hate watch. He's just horrible. I can't. I should have been him instead of Buddy, but not everyone agrees with that.
Yeah, I'm not. I really don't think he's that bad. I mean, he's definitely not the best, but I mean, he has potential to be a solid piece. But yeah, sometimes, granted, he does play like a buffoon, and sometimes I don't know what he's doing out there. But yeah, he was minus 21 in 12 minutes in this game. No points.
How does that even happen? How are you negative 21 in 12 minutes?
Yeah,
It's
that's
embarrassing, dude.
that's not that's
He's a
not good.
decent player until you need him to be the offense, and then he can't do it. So,
Yeah,
well, what is he good for?
he's not a piece to build around. He's a piece to build with. He can be like the cement that holds the bricks together. It's he's not a focal point. And to your point about it should have been him instead of Buddy Heald, as much as I love Buddy, he's a great guy, but he's not a great player. At least he wasn't for us. It still baffles me how good he was at shooting the three before he got here. Like he had a better 3 point percentage than Steph consistently ever since he came into the league. And then he joins the Warriors and he just doesn't, he can't make a three except for game seven against Houston, which is the most, fond memory of Buddy Heald. But I think I don't know what was going on. If it was like a mental thing, it probably was. Rotation. He wasn't like a part of it. The rotation. I love Buddy. I wish him so much. I hope he gets has success in Atlanta. But for us, he was just not good. That's the truth of the matter. Let's talk about that real quick, just before we get into the Super Bowl stuff. They're the Buddy Heald and Kaminga trade for Porzingis. How do you feel about that one?
I mean, it was out of nowhere. Just never expecting that to happen. I got the notification. I was like, "What?" I was tweaking, but I like it. Porzingis 7'2", 7'3", can shoot, play defense, kind of what we need. Um, I think they had to get rid of Kaminga, so they didn't give up nothing crazy. So it's a good trade. Go sign Cam Thomas.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because we really don't have a number two option necessarily. We have a whole bunch of like a number five options. Now that Jimmy's gone, we really don't have anybody to be able to score consistently when Steph isn't on the floor. At least by themselves in isolation. That's what Cam Thomas does. He just takes the ball and he does something crazy with it and scores. Maybe that could be an option that we could explore. But going back to the Porzingis deal, I think it's a it's a it's a decent trade, but if he re-signs for next year, for the next coming years, it has potential to be a great trade for the Warriors. Because if you go back to before Jimmy Butler's injury, if you put Porzingis on that team, then we are a legit contender in the West, and we could give the teams at the top a run for their money in a playoff series with Porzingis. So if he re-signs, because his contract is up after this year, but if he re-signs and comes back for 1 year, 2 year, however many years, it has potential to be a really great deal for the Warriors. I think he's a piece that could fit very well with the team that was playing before Jimmy Butler got hurt. I think if he doesn't resign, it's very unfortunate. But if he does resign, then that's a good look for the Warriors. Good look. The Warriors' next game is tomorrow against the Lakers in LA. Hopefully, Steph will be back. If not, oh well, it's probably a loss. But you never know. You never know. With this, we beat the Suns. They're a good team. Not their stars still, but anyway, that's besides the point. Um, let's get into football now because the Super Bowl is 2 days away, and I'm excited for this game. How do you feel about this game?
I'm excited. I don't know. It's going to be a good game. So I'm excited.
So there are a lot of directions that we can go with this. I want to talk about all the aspects of the game. What do you think is the most intriguing, the most interesting aspect of this game?
Uh, I want to see how Drake May plays against his defense.
Hmm.
I mean, if Drake May's not balling out, they have no shot. And he's played some of the best defenses in the playoffs already. Hasn't looked great, but they won. So now he's playing one of the best defenses again. So I love to see how he plays.
Yeah, that's a big point for me as well, and not just him, but the entire offensive operation. Um, I said it. I said over the past couple days, but for me, the biggest part of this game is Drake May and the people in front of him blocking for him, because like you said, he's gone up against three extremely good defenses. Chargers probably like top 10, and then the Broncos and the Texans probably top three in the league. And now he's going up against another top five defense, maybe top three defense in the Seahawks. And if they're unable to protect Drake May, or on the other side of that, a different aspect of the offense, if they're not able to run the ball effectively, and then Drake May will have to throw 40, 50 times in this game, that's not a recipe for success for the Patriots. Now, it is a little bit, you know, weird with the Patriots because in the regular season, this offense was one of, if not the best in the league. They moved the ball at will, run and pass. And in the playoffs, might be because of the inexperience of Drake May, might be because of the defense they were going against, but they faltered a little bit. They still got the job done. Obviously, they're here in the Super Bowl, but it's going to be interesting to see if they can get back to the way the offense was in the regular season, or if they're going to continue to play at a lesser efficiency, lesser success rate with this offense, like it's been through the playoffs, it's going to be key to see which version of the New England offense shows up, the juggernaut or little off balance, off, not entirely stable offense. And I think it starts with the O line because it's another great D line they're going against. I think it starts with the O line. Um, is there any aspect of the Patriots offense that you're particularly concerned with, or the opposite you think is going to show up big time in this game?
I'm a little concerned if they're gonna run the ball. Like if they're gonna be able to run the ball. Seahawks really they're not. They shut down the run, and it's gonna be important if they can't get the run the ball. Like you said, you gotta put Drake May in position to throw the ball 40, 50 times. You're not gonna win a game like that with the second year quarterback in the Super Bowl. So they're gonna need to run the ball at least semi effectively. Um, Stevenson, Henderson, Drake May's been running the ball well, so hopefully he continues to do that. I hope this. I hope the Patriots kill them. So
Yeah,
and
I
hopefully they just
I
play
do as
great.
well. Um, yeah, I agree with that. The Patriots have run the ball pretty well in the postseason. Most of that came in the first two games. They're averaging 130 per game. They're averaging 33 attempts per game, and but in terms of rushing yards per attempt, they're at 4, which is where you want to be. If you get 3.4 yards per carry, then you get a first down. You know, every 3 runs, and so if they can, I agree, if they continue to run the ball with success, that's going to be very key because the Seahawks secondary is also very good. And especially if Drake May's under pressure, he's not able to fully go through his progression and make the most accurate throws, then the Seahawks defense can pounce on that. They played well against Nakua and Adams. They did give up a ton of yards, but it is Nakua and Adams. And I would argue that the Patriots, although they do have a good receiving core, that receiving core probably isn't on par with the Rams. So, and also it's kind of a game plan thing. Um, you can't just say like the receivers in the corner like this they're gonna lock them down or they're gonna go crazy because it's really like it depends on how the game's going and also the game plan ahead of time if they're wanting to give them the ball. But I mean, I don't know. That's going to be another interesting matchup. To see if Diggs shows up, especially. This is his first Super Bowl, but he's a veteran. He has playoff experience. He's a big time receiver, past his prime, probably, but he might have a big game in this one. So we'll see. Now, on the other side of the ball, the other matchup, the Seahawks offense versus the Patriots defense. These two units have both been playing at the top of their game in the playoffs. They've been good all year, but both of them have really kicked it up to another level in the postseason. What are your feelings on the Seahawks offense and the Patriots defense?
I mean, Patriots defense been playing great all playoffs. I mean, so is the Seahawks. But as I've said before, it's Sam Darnold. He hasn't. I mean, he hasn't shown it. He just balled out last game against the Rams. What do you have like 350 yards, 3 touchdowns? He was great, but it's still Sam Darnold. So I would think gotta be a little cautious with how he's gonna play in a Super Bowl.
I mean, I really don't know about that. Like, if we've been trashing this guy consistently every single time you come on here, we just rip this guy to shreds. And I think that based on last week's performance, I I don't think that narrative exists anymore at this current point in time. Like I've been saying, there's definitely still time for it to change back again, but he's played in 2 playoff games for the Seahawks. One of them didn't really have to do anything. Then the second one, he did have to do something, and he did a lot. He balled out over 300 yards, I believe 3 touchdowns. Um, the Seahawks passing offense has been very, very, very good in this postseason, especially against the Rams. And I think that those questions of if Sam Darnold do it? Can he be clutch? I think those have been answered enough, at least, to say I think yes. Do you still think that it's no?
I mean, I think it's 50-50. I mean, he's looked great, but look who he's played. He's played the Niners, who had XFL players starting at everywhere, and they played the Rams, whose secondary wasn't good the whole year. So I love to see what he looks like against one of the best defenses in the league this playoffs and most of the season, honestly. But I can't really hate no more because he's balled out in
Yeah,
the playoffs. He got him here, so I don't think he's gonna. I'm not gonna say he's gonna crumble, but still a possibility.
it definitely still is a possibility, and we could see that happen. But unless they don't get pressure on him, which the Rams really weren't able to do, even with their very good D line, they didn't really get much pressure on him. And when you allow him to sit back in the pocket like that, he'll carve you up. And if you can get pressure on him, that'll be key. And in these playoffs, the Patriots have really gotten to the quarterback. They have 12 sacks over their 3 games. They allow the fewest yards per attempt at 3.8. They allow the third fewest yards per game, 138, which is crazy low. Um, and they allow very little rushing yards, 3.1 per carry, and they're first in rushing yards allowed per game with 71 average over the 3 games. Second in takeaways, just in these playoffs. The Patriots defense has been very good. The D line has been very good. That unit has really come together and is playing great team fundamental football. Um, I think that's probably the two strongest parts of these teams. I mean, both of these teams' offenses and defenses are very strong, but in terms of the playoffs only, the Seahawks offense and the Patriots defense are the two strongest units on the field, and they're going up against each other. I'm really intrigued to see how that one plays out. Um, do you think that'll be the primary matchup in this game? Do you think there's something
Yeah,
that's
I
more
think it's.
important, or is it Seahawks and then Patriots defense?
hmm I think Patriots Seahawks defense, honestly, because they got to put up points. Because that Seattle offense is going to put up points somehow. They're going to run the ball. They're going to throw it. They got the offensive player of the year. Like
Oh yeah,
they're
we
going
gotta
to
talk
put
about
up
that.
points. So you're going to need to score points. So I think if they can't put up points, then no shot.
Yeah, that's gonna be big. Patriots have put up 16, 28, and 10 in their 3 postseason games. Meanwhile, the Seahawks put up 41 and 31. Yeah, I mean, these are two really good teams in the best game of the year. Um, any other points you want to make about the game before we get into these predictions?
Nah.
Okay, so then how do you see the game going?
Um, I'm a Niner fan. You see Christian McCaffrey right there on the wall. Um, so I will never pick the Seahawks to win a game ever. So they could be 100-point favorites, and I'll never pick them to win a game. So give me New England, because also my birthday is the day after the Super Bowl. So if I got to go to school on a Monday on my birthday, just think about how the Seahawks won the Super Bowl in our stadium. Just doesn't. No, I can't do that. So I think New England's gonna win 23-21. Sam Darnold's gonna throw a pick at the 1 yard line.
I like that. I
Christian
like that.
Gonzalez.
I like that a lot. Um, what I was thinking about before we got on here is I was thinking about science, and I was thinking about the biology class that I've been taking, and we talked about feedback, Hang on, let me grab my notes real quick. 'Cause this might apply. So hang on one second. My backpack's right here. I want to, this actually might pertain to the discussion. Um, I want to talk about feedback and how it relates to the game. Oh, Uh, okay, selection. Wait, that's not it. Whatever. We're gonna talk about feedback, okay? And the way that sports work, and it has worked for every sport, something is successful, and then something will arise to counter that. They will try and develop a strategy to combat the what's working, and then for a period of time, what was working won't work, and the defense will reign supreme, and then the offense in this scenario will figure something new out to counteract what's working for the defense. And that can happen over very long periods of time. We've seen that with, 2018, Mahomes is airing it out, throwing like 70-yard bombs. So then defenses start dropping or start going too high in very soft coverage looks to take away the deep ball. And then the Chiefs become the most boring offense in football, yet they're still winning, right? So that's a long term type deal, and that happens all over the NFL. More runs, more quick passes working instead of the deep shots, but it can also happen on a very short term. The Patriots offense was rolling in the regular season. They get to the playoffs and go up against some very good defenses and some very good defensive coaches, and suddenly the offense is not working as well. Now, where everyone's thinking, based on the past, couple weeks, that the Seahawks are definitely the favorite. And if it goes like, if the Seahawks play like they've been playing and the Patriots play like they've been playing, it's no contest. However, this is the biggest game of the year. This is the Super Bowl. And you got to expect that both teams are going to be coming in with some wrinkles, some new game plans. They're going to be working around the clock to try and gain the advantage. And I think the Patriots are going to come up with something to gain the advantage. And I think the offense is going to be working. Now, it's going to be dependent on if the O line can block well enough, run block and pass block. It's going to start and end in the trenches. But if they're able to block well enough, then I think the Patriots offense can match pace with the Seahawks offense and eventually win this game. Now, I'm sticking with the Patriots because I picked them at the beginning of the postseason. I had them winning the Super Bowl way back in January, at the beginning of January when we did this whole prediction. So I got to stick with them. The Seahawks, though, they are a really good football team. And I would not be surprised in the slightest if they win this game. I could also see them totally dominating this game if Drake May, doesn't play the most clean football. But just something says Patriots. And it could be because I'm a Niner fan, but I'm taking the Patriots in this one. I'm taking the Patriots. Final score undecided. Tune in on Sunday before the Super Bowl to see my score prediction because we gotta keep that. Gotta keep them guessing. So Super Bowl is gonna be a good one. We got 2 more days to talk about it. But this was a good discussion about the Super Bowl. Now, you mentioned something that I completely forgot about, and it's probably the most prevalent story. The awards were last night, the yearly awards. So let's just go into it. Um, we can start with we can start small, work our way up, or we can just go straight to the big one. What do you want to do first?
We start small, work up.
So McCaffrey won Comeback Player of the Year. 100% deserved. And it just makes me so proud seeing him up there because if you like what he went through last year to come back and play as well as he did, like we really took that for granted. If he had gone down like so many other players on our team, I think the year would have been over.
We would have won 5 games if he didn't play every game.
Yeah, he should have been the MVP
100.
if we're being serious.
He should have. I've been saying that all year, but he
He's,
totally deserved comeback player of the year. Like 100%, 100%.
and even though he didn't win the big one, it's nice that he still got some recognition.
Mm-hmm.
But we know the truth. We know who the most valuable player really is. It's McCaffrey. Defensive player of the year. There were a lot of good defensive seasons this year, but only one broke the biggest record. Miles Garrett. Is there anything to say? I mean, he was so good this year on a Browns team that was really bad. So, what a season from him.
Yeah, nothing to say about that one. That one was obvious. Everyone knew who was winning that one.
It would be scary if he was on a good team. But, he took the money. He requested trade, and then the Browns offered him the contract extension. He took it. So, unless he gets traded, which I don't see
Should have
happening,
left, man.
yeah,
Should have left.
I think he should have left. Offensive player of the year, arguably closer than defensive player of the year. There were so many good. I mean, you had JSN, who ended up winning, Puka, uh, Bijan, and CMC. I feel like there's somebody else in there too.
Gibbs, maybe.
Uh,
I don't know who the fifth guy was.
yeah, I don't know. I think it was
I think
Drake May. I don't know how that works, but anyway,
Drake May.
JSN won. I think bias should have been McCaffrey, but
Seems he missed by 2 votes. It was 18 for JSN, 16 for McCaffrey. It was like
oh
it was this
man,
close.
I
He
think
should have had it, man.
it really could have gone to anybody. I mean, it could have gone to Puka, it could have gone to JSN, it could have gone to McCaffrey. If you take the years that they had and put it in a different year, I'd say like 75% of those seasons they'd win. I mean, there are some special players on offense, man, and I wish all of them could have won because they all deserved it, but only one got it. It was JSN. I'm not mad
Really,
about it,
all
but
four could have really won if you think about it. McCaffrey had 2,100 yards. Bijan had like 2,200 yards. JSN had 1,800, and Puka, I don't know what yards he had, but I mean, he's
it was a
Puka
lot.
Nakua. You watched him all year,
Yeah.
so that was probably one of the most stacked award like categories of all time. That was crazy.
It and they all are deserving of it. I'm not mad with how it ended up, but you know, McCaffrey should have been McCaffrey. Coach of the year should have been Shanahan. Okay, and I think he's absolutely snubbed. If you go back to 2019 and Harbaugh won it over Shanahan because they said Harbaugh had a better season, and then this year they say, well, Vrabel should have won it because he took a team from 4-13 to 14-3. Well, Shanahan took a team from 2-14 to 13-3 in 2019. They didn't give it to him. So, where's the logic in that?
Well, I forgot about 2019. 2019 is crazy because I mean Harbaugh obviously they won more games, but he had the MVP. Shanahan did this with rookie Debo as his best option on offense and Jimmy Garoppolo
Yeah.
with like Raheem Mostert at running back, and we were 5 minutes away from a Super Bowl. Like I don't know how he didn't win it. And then this year, how many injuries do we have? Our starting quarterback missed half the year. Our wide receiver one missed 80% of the year. Our
No, no, no.
tight
Our
end
wide
missed
receiver
half the
one didn't
year.
show up to the facility for 80% of the year. Our wide receiver
Like
two missed 80% or 70% of the year. And then our wide receiver three missed half of the games.
Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Michael Williams, everyone, and we went 12-5, one game away from the 1 seed, and won a road playoff game against the team who just won the Super Bowl. How is that not the coach of the year?
And it's
Like
like,
how?
in terms of just the job he did with what he had, there are very few coaches in this league that could do that same thing. I mean, you have to be extremely good at your job to get a team that injured to the playoffs, let alone the second round. I think that's definitely a snub. But there were
We won a game. We won a game in LA against the Rams with Mac Jones, Kendrick Bourne, and Jake Hongus as our three best players. I mean, come on, that's like that's the coach of the year.
Yeah,
I'm mad about that one. I was
I'm
mad
not
about that
happy
one.
about that one either. The crazy thing is though, like there were again a lot of coaches who deserved it. I mean, Vrabel probably deserved it. Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen, you can make an argument, but I feel like Shanahan just, did a more impressive job in terms of coaching his team. So, what you gonna do? Now, this is the big one. This one also had a lot of controversy around it, and a lot of guys were deserving. And the way it happened was just so weird. But Matthew Stafford won the MVP for this season over Drake May by one first place vote. And
I know that.
the one first place vote went to Justin Herbert. Now, what?
Justin Herbert.
I mean,
Justin Herbert.
I can see how they got there, but you know, I mean, he could have gotten some second place votes, but a first place vote, I'm not. I mean, at the same time, and also like you can see the reasoning why. I mean, he had no O line, and he was doing some crazy things every week. But I'm not like the most
Not
mad about it, but it is a little confusing.
probably you got to be a Chargers fan or something because it just
Probably,
doesn't make any sense. I didn't even know he was up on the voting
yeah. I don't
list.
think he was. I mean,
Yeah, I don't wasn't it Stafford, May, McCaffrey,
Allen and Lawrence.
Lawrence, and yeah, Allen. So you just voted for a guy off the list.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
okay.
know.
I didn't
That's
know
it's
that.
pretty weird. Pretty weird. McCaffrey didn't get a first place vote. I feel like he should have. Um,
That's crazy.
Allen got two. That's just. I mean, he did. I don't. I would not have done that. Not this year.
No, he shouldn't have won it, but not more than two first place votes means Josh Allen.
Yeah, that's probably why he got it. It's because he is Josh Allen. I mean, Matt Stafford won. Definitely deserved. He had a great year. Drake May also could have won. I just think Stafford's was better. Um, yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. He almost retired like 3 years ago. Now here he is winning MVPs or a MVP. He's a great player. Any other comments for the awards?
Uh, did we talk about defensive rookie of the year or both the rookies of
Oh,
the
I
year?
forgot Rookie of the Year. It was McMillan.
Yeah, I I guess he deserved it. I mean,
I mean, who else
no
could
one
like?
on the list was really like enticing other than him, so I guess he deserved it. I
And
mean,
then who was?
Igbuka had the really good first like half of the season, and
Then
then he
he,
was
yeah,
horrible. Dart. I think Dart could have won it. Honestly, probably should have won it,
yeah, he was exciting.
but he missed half the year.
If
And
Scadaboo
then I
stayed
think
healthy, he would have won it.
it was Tyler Shuck
Tyler
was also
Shuck
there.
balled out. I'm not even gonna lie.
Tyler Shuck was good, but he played 3 games or 4 games, whatever.
He played like
So a team that
half the
kind of
year. I think
used it.
he was honestly not even bad.
No,
Um,
he was actually really good.
and then defensive rookie of the year, Carson Schwessinger.
I think it should have been. As much as I hate to say it, it probably should have been Eamon Worry.
Yeah, they were both good.
But I don't really know much about Schlesinger. Honestly, I don't watch the Browns. They're
Yeah, I don't think
or
anybody does, but the defense is good, and
I
he's
can't
part
watch
of it.
that.
So,
Watch
um,
Shadur and Miles Garrett. That's it.
yeah, there's one more piece of information that came from the awards last night that I do want to talk about. The Hall of Fame. It was Fitzgerald deserved, Kuechly deserved. I don't know about first ballot, but definitely he's one. I mean, incredible player. He definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. It happened the first year. Good for him. Adam Vinatieri, Drew Brees, deserved. And then the one I'm most happy about, Roger Craig, finally getting into the Hall of Fame. It's one of my dad's favorite players. He was McCaffrey before McCaffrey existed. He the first ever guy to go 1,000. I think he did it twice, maybe twice or once. He was the first guy to ever go 1,000 in a season. So versatile, such a good player, and so incredibly deserved. So I'm so happy for him.
On another note, sorry, it's a little off topic, but you said Hall of Fame, and right before I came on here, I saw a YouTube video about Barry Bonds.
Uh-huh.
I saw it was like a little clip. If you took away his 7 MVP seasons,
Yeah, I saw that
he has
too.
450 home runs and 350 stolen bases. The only player to ever do that. Like, if you take away his seven MVPs, this isn't just 7 seasons. This is MVP seasons.
Yeah.
Like, how is he not in the Hall of Fame? Who
I th-
cares if he used steroids, man? That's the greatest player ever.
I think
Like,
that what you saying that just reminded me. First of all, if you're still here, thank you for I would say 1,000, not yet, 100 subscribers. And this is also a good time. I've been trying to start a new series where it doesn't have to be sports, but because these episodes you want to talk about what's current, what's going on, and give all the updates about that. But I definitely wanted to get an opportunity to talk about more niche stuff for longer amounts of time. Just some like special edition episodes. It could be sports, it could just be random. I mean, I know Grant and we want to talk about Diary of a Wimpy Kid for one of these episodes, but having a Barry Bonds Hall of Fame case episode would be incredible. That thing can go for 2 hours. We can get so many people that I know advocate for him, and I'm definitely one of those
there's so
people.
many crazy stats. You can do like a three
Like
hour video
if
just
in
talking about his stats.
2004, if he didn't have a bat, if he didn't bring a bat to any of those games, he'd still have an OPS like above 1,000.
He has more intentional walks than like the Rays franchise to this day.
Yes, bro. To
To
this
this day,
day, to
the
this day,
franchise, the whole team, the whole 20
it's
whatever 40 years of that franchise, he has more walks, intentional walks. They intentionally walked him with the bases loaded,
yeah.
with the bases
He's
loaded because they're like, I don't
it,
want to pitch him the ball.
he would get one pitch per game, and he hit it out. So
Insane.
that's
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 the
a
best player ever.
that's a good idea, Ashton. We're definitely gonna do that for one of the first ever episodes, if the not the first episode. That's a great idea because you can definitely go deep into these. So yeah, that's we'll definitely get to that. My battery is going low. I want to stop this before it cuts it out itself. Anything else you want to talk about, sports related?
Mm. What do you think about that halftime show on Sunday? What you excited for it or
I mean, I'm pretty excited for it. I
are you?
mean, yeah, I'm excited for it. I think I always like to see what they're gonna do.
I mean, I don't know any of the guys' music, so I mean, it wasn't. I'm not like excited for it, but I'm excited. I mean, I've heard some of it, like it's decent, but
He's
they
a
should
good
have brought
performer, so
they should have brought like Metallica
yeah, that
and
would have been fun. They do have Green
like
Day.
Journey. They got Green Day. I saw that.
That is a Bay Area band. Um,
Saw that.
I like Green Day. They have good music. Dude,
Green Day's
American
good.
Idiot is a crazy album. There's so many good songs on there. There's like six good songs. Most albums have like three. But anyway, we're talking about Green Day. First ever Green Day mention on this podcast. So then you know it's time to wrap it up. So Ashton, thanks so much for coming on the show today. Um,
Of course, man.
Good episode again. The Super Bowl is coming. I'm super excited for it. Um, and yeah, thanks for coming on. Thank you to everyone for watching. Thanks for 100 subs as well. Let's try and get to 1,000 now. That'll take a while, but yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.